Hello and welcome to another tutorial video here from Zenatta Consulting. My name is Tyler Colt, and in this video we're going to be going over stock keeping inside of Zoho Books and Inventory. We're essentially going to cover how to create an inventory tracked item, and then we'll go through each step of the transaction process and review exactly which ones are actually going to affect both your accounting and your physical stock. I'll also be peppering in a couple best practices and things to be aware of throughout the course of the video, just to make sure that you're able to adopt this process easily inside of your organization. So before we jump in, I do want to ask, if you find this video useful, please be sure to like and subscribe down below. That really does help us out. And if it sparks any feedback, questions, or additional video requests, please leave those in the comments section below that like button, as we do try to read through each and every one of those on a weekly basis. So without any further ado, let us jump right on into a quick word from our sponsor before we get into the tip itself. Here we're talking about books, we're talking about inventory, kind of the finance suite of applications. One of the best tools to consider integrating with Zoho Books is, of course, Avalara. Avalara basically just provides instant and automated tax calculation, regardless of what you're selling or where you're selling it to. We have some other videos about how to actually set up the tax rates natively inside of Zoho Books. Works pretty well if you're selling into a limited number of geographies. But the real benefit here is just that they're going to calculate it correctly for all 50 states, any cities, any regional taxes. Things get complicated, it gets time consuming, so well worth taking a look at Avalara. We actually have a link in the signature below, which will put you right onto the calendar with one of their team who can help you evaluate if it would make sense for you. So with that out of the way, let's jump into the walkthrough. So first thing that we're going to do here is I will highlight that we're in Zoho Books for this walkthrough. Some of the functionality is actually coming from Zoho Inventory in the back end. The place that you'll want to go to turn on that integration is going to be under your settings in the top right, and then into general settings. And then you'll want to just check this box right here, this Zoho Inventory add-on. This basically is just going to bring like physical stock, shipments, receives, all of those like warehouse-centric operations into Zoho Books. So I've already turned that on now, so we're kind of good to go. You can go through and review in detail what exact modules are going to come across the pond once you activate this. For a lot of what we're going to talk about today, I'm assuming that you have them both. You're probably on Zoho 1 or you're on Finance Plus, and we're going to integrate those and work primarily out of Zoho Books. So from there, first thing we need to do is actually have an item, whether it's creating it or updating an existing one, that has inventory tracking turned on. So I've got this example item here. If we go ahead to the top right and we click on edit, what we'll see is that this is a sellable item that we purchase where we are tracking inventory. Really important as a first tip to open things up with opening stock. This is basically going to set the baseline for all of your future stock calculations, because really calculating stock is just your opening stock plus or minus the quantity of items that are on various transactions inside of Zoho Books. So we need to make sure that this is correct. Otherwise, your stock keeping is never going to be perfectly accurate. Now, let's contrast that to something like a service, right? If I open up this service item, this is not inventory tracked, right? This isn't an item. This is like an hour of labor or a support contract, whatever it may be. But this is not something where we need to track inventory. And so before we jump into each of the transactions and kind of how they affect the flow, really the important thing to keep in mind is that we're talking about these items over here, right? Our accounting stock and our physical stock. At a high level, accounting stock basically corresponds to what is the stock that has either been paid for by the customer or that you have paid for to your vendors, right? So it's all about the flow of money. Whereas physical stock is going to be what is in the warehouse right now, right? And the places where those can differ is maybe you put in a purchase order to a vendor and maybe you're on net 60 terms, right? So they actually ship you that item, you receive it into your warehouse, but you haven't paid for it yet, right? And so that's where you can start to see some differences between the accounting stock and the physical stock. But what we're going to do here is we're going to keep this item open as a separate tab, and then we're going to work through an entire sale and an entire purchase so that you can see at each and every step exactly what is happening to those stock values for that item. So first thing we're going to do is just create a quick estimate. I'm going to open this up, type all the details in, and then we'll be right back. All right, so here we are with our filled in estimate. It's been associated to a customer. I've put that example item on it with a quantity of 5. What you will see is that the stock on hand for any inventory tracked item will actually be shown in the estimate, the sales order, and the invoice process so that people can easily see exactly what's going on before they send out an estimate to a customer. Really important in scenarios where maybe you're back ordering product, right? So they can at least let that customer know. So let's go ahead and save this as a draft. And let's check our item. We'll give it a quick refresh here. And let's see if anything happened to the stock. So far, nothing has happened, which is exactly what we would expect. This is just an estimate, right? This is non-committal. This really doesn't affect our stock keeping at all. So what we're going to do next is we'll mark it as sent. And then what we'll do is actually say that it's been accepted. So up here, we'll just mark this as accepted. This is where like a customer has said, yes, I do want to move forward with this particular estimate. They can do this via the email and they can click through and give you this little trigger that will essentially update this to an accepted estimate. And so with this estimate accepted now, let's go ahead and take a look at our item and see if anything's happened to stock. Again, nothing has changed, right? At this point, even with an accepted estimate, no stock movement has happened at all, right? And that's what we would expect. Really, where things are going to start affecting stock is once we convert this to a sales order. So let's go ahead and do that now. Now, in some cases, you're going to skip sales orders and go straight to invoicing. That can be okay. A lot of the times we really do recommend using sales orders because they will link the invoicing side of the transaction to the shipment side of the transaction in a lot more straightforward of a path. So we'll convert this to a sales order. We'll go ahead and save this as a draft. Again, I told you we're looking at every step here. So let's see if a draft sales order is going to affect our stock. Nope, nothing is affected quite yet. Again, completely makes sense, right? This is just a draft, right? It's not real. It hasn't been confirmed by the customer, and that's kind of the key word here. So a lot of the times you might send this sales order, they're going to respond to you, then you're going to confirm it. In our case, we're just going to mark this as confirmed for the purposes of our demo. And now what we'll see, if we go back to our item and we give it a quick refresh, now we'll see some changes, right? So now we have this committed stock and available stock at 5, whereas previously we had 0 committed stock and 10 available for sale. And what this really means is your current stock is just everything you have. It's that top level number. The committed stock is essentially going to be stock that are on sales orders, but have not yet been either invoiced for the accounting side or have not been shipped for the physical side. And so you can kind of see those if you hover over these items, right? So sales orders not shipped versus sales orders not yet invoiced. And so things are going to sit in that committed stock status because technically they're not out of your stock on hand, but they're on a confirmed order that we're assuming is kind of earmarked for that customer at this point. So what we'll do next, what I'm going to do is go through the accounting side first, then we're going to go through the physical stock keeping side second. In some cases, you might ship first and then get paid later. That won't affect this. At this point on out, the stock keeping is really segmented between those two different sides of the transaction. So let's go ahead and convert this to an invoice. Of course, it gives us that chance to make any edits, but we don't need to do that here. We'll save this as a draft, and then we'll come back to our item and we'll take a look. And so because that invoice is just a draft, it hasn't actually been sent to a customer, things are still in that committed stock, and we haven't actually removed it fully from our stock on hand. But what will happen is, once I mark this as sent, we very well should see some changes. So now I have a sent invoice connected to that sales order. So let's go to our item. We'll give it another refresh. And now, because we've invoiced for it, again, invoice sent, not invoice paid, that stock has now been fully removed from stock on hand, removed from the committed stock, and our available for sale is going to stay at 5, right? Because previously we had 10 minus 5, so the available is 5. Now, for physical, nothing has changed, right? Because even if we've invoiced the customer, that doesn't mean that the product is not in our warehouse right now as it stands. So I'm going to go ahead and just mark a payment so that we can kind of fully close out this transaction. Technically speaking, this payment doesn't affect anything on the stock keeping side. It's just the sending of the invoice that will actually trigger the decrease in the stock value. So now that we've done the accounting side, we've kind of processed this full transaction. Those 5 are now completely out of accounting. Let's go ahead and take a look at the physical stock. So here, everything is about packages and shipments, right? Because that's how you're telling Zoho Inventory that this item is no longer in your possession. So let's create a package. We'll just give it a package slip number here. We're not too worried about that. And we'll click save. So now this is a package that is not yet shipped, right? Technically speaking, this would still be something that the system is going to consider in your warehouse, right? So it's still in that committed stock, but you have it in your stock on hand, right? Like when it comes to physical, I'll kind of jokingly say stock on hand, take it very literally, right? It's like you have it, right? You were holding it. You could go pick it up in your warehouse. Physically, you have that possession of this item. And so once we generate the package, this is generally where like you'll trigger a package. The shipping team is now going to look at the packages and maybe like generate labels and actually get them out of the door. In our case, we're just going to say that we'll ship this manually. We'll give it a shipment number and we'll click save. I'll give it a carrier as well. And now this package has been shipped. So we'll go back to our item and take a quick look just to see. Now we can see it's completely out of our stock on hand, right? It's now been picked up by the carrier. It's actually en route to the customer. So physically speaking, it is no longer in our possession. Similar to the accounting side, when the invoice is paid, it doesn't really change anything in stock. When this is delivered, that will also not change anything in the stock values, right? Because it doesn't really matter. It's out the door. It's not in our hand. Whether it's on a truck or at our customer's location, doesn't matter for us in the context of physical stock keeping. And so that actually covers everything on the sales side that will affect our transactions and our accounting and physical stock. So let's now take a look at the purchasing side of the aisle. And so let's make our purchase order here. We'll go ahead and grab a vendor. We're going to put this item that we have. Let's say we're going to purchase 5 of these, and let's move through our process. So let's save this as a draft. We're going to go step by step by step. So when it's saved as a draft, as we would expect on the sales order side, again, like the purchase order is kind of like the inverse of the sales order. We wouldn't expect to see any changes to our stock values. But once we mark this as issued is where we'll now start to consider some changes. So if we come back over to our item here and give it a refresh, now what we'll see is none of these stock values have been updated, but we now have some quantity to be received and quantity to be billed, right? So the stock on hand here on the purchase side of the process for an accounting stock is going to be based on bills, and for a physical stock is going to be based on receives. A really useful way to think about it in the Zoho Finance Suite is like anything on the sales side has an inverse on the purchasing side. So a shipment and a receive, an invoice and a bill, right? And these things are the actual records that are going to really move things through the stock keeping process. So with this purchase order issued, let's say we're ready to bill it. Again, I'm going to show the accounting side of the transaction first. But you can do it the opposite way if you like receive things before you bill them. So I'm going to go ahead and save this bill as a draft. We'll jump over to our item here and give it a refresh. Again, draft records are generally not going to affect anything, right? So it still will say that we don't have our stock in hand quite yet. Now let's go ahead and make this an open bill, right? Kind of that next step of the process. We'll give it another refresh. Saying that a lot this video, I find. And now that bill has actually been opened, right, and been ready to pay, now we have that stock on hand for the accounting side of the transaction. Again, physical side, completely unaffected right now because we don't have it in our warehouse. Like I did with the invoice, I'm going to record a payment for this. This would be like you paying your vendor. Doesn't really matter for the context of our accounting stock keeping. Just helps me go to sleep at night knowing that I completed the full cycle here. So that's actually it for the accounting side on the purchases. So let's go back to our purchase order and do the physical side of the aisle. So we're going to receive this, again, the inverse of a shipment. We'll go ahead and give it a name. Here's where you'd want to go through and like check what's in the box, right? Make sure we got all of the items that we paid for, and then we can save this as received. And so now with this item in a receive, we should see that our physical stock has actually gone up, right? And we're back to 10, just like we would expect. We don't have any more to be received or any more to be billed because we've closed out both sides of the purchasing flow for this particular item. So again, if you made it this far in the video, you probably got it by now, but one last quick little recap just to make sure that everything is super clear. So accounting stock is really going to be based on your bills and based on your invoices. It's going to go down when an invoice is sent, and it's going to go up when a bill has been issued. Things will move into committed stock whenever they're associated with a confirmed sales order. But once it's been invoiced, it'll move out of that committed stock and out of your stock on hand in its entirety. On the physical stock side, again, these are going to be based on the receives and the shipments, basically the in and the out of your warehouse. You will not oftentimes see committed stock for anything purchase related, but that committed stock will be the same as the accounting side, where we'll go there once that sales order has been confirmed, and it will leave there once it's been shipped. From there, you just think about the inverses of those transactions on the purchasing side, and everything should click together really nicely. So again, I really do hope that this video is useful for you. We get asked this question quite a lot, so I thought I would make kind of a deep dive video, just going every single step of the way. If it was useful, please be sure to like and subscribe down below. That really does help us out and make sure that YouTube will show you videos like this one in the future. If this sparks any questions, feedback, or additional video requests, be sure to leave those in the comments section below the like button, as we like to read through as many of those as we can get to every single week and make sure that we're doing a great job for you guys in the content that we're putting out. With that, I'll thank you again for watching, and we'll see you next time.